Hello.
Everyone, and welcome back to White Fortress Cybersecurity. Hello, Shiv Chauhan. Good morning. Very good morning to everyone. So, if you have got any doubts in the previous video lectures, let me know, okay? So, let's get started. We were at the topic networking components of network, right? So, in a particular network, you will be seeing multiple devices like end devices, intermediary devices, and network media. All these three consist of a network. Z फिशर यूज करते समय log x एरर बता रहा है. Local x एरर. Ow, ow, ow. क्या इसमें हेल्प कर सकती हो सॉल्व करने में? बिल्कुल शिव चौहान, आई कैन हेल्प यू विद दैट. आप एक बार डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए नंबर पे मेरे को मैसेज कर दो. क्लास के बाद आपको मैं गूगल मीट का लिंक भेज दूंगी एंड वी कैन डिस्कस इट देयर. इज इट ओके विद यू शिव चौहान? इफ यू डोंट माइंड, इफ यू डू नॉट हैव एनी प्रॉब्लम विद दैट. ठीक है, अभी हम नेटवर्किंग कर रहे हैं एंड एग्जैक्टली मुझे भी याद नहीं है एरर का क्या मतलब है. देख के आई विल बी एबल टू असिस्ट यू बेटर. राइट. सो हमने लैन मैन वैन एंड पैन कवर किया था कि क्या होता है. देन वी टॉक्ड अबाउट जीपीएस, वाईफाई, ब्लूटूथ, एनएफसीज, एंड देन वी वर एट components of network. I hope I am audible to you guys. Sahil Kumar, good morning. Ma'am, just tell me one thing. Why with same syllabus of SCE, a top tier 1 college get good package and a tier 3 college get very bad package? Why? Look, the colleges having higher fees pay to the companies to hire their students as well. They collab with other companies for some mutual benefits. Okay, that's it. That is all the business stuff that has got nothing to do with students' capabilities. Okay, so if you're capable, no matter if you're from tier 1 college or from tier 3 college, you can reach to the top. You just should have that kind of enthusiasm in you where from you completed your college. Look, I completed my bachelor's from Subhati University, Meerut, and currently I am doing my master's from Amity University, Noida. Okay, Masters of Computer Application in your cybersecurity. Okay. Hello, good morning, Him. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, sure. Shiv Chauhan, you can just drop a hi in the chat and your name so that I will be able to know that that's your number. Okay. And I will contact you right after the class as soon as I'm free. So let's continue, guys. We talked about some end devices, which are basically your clients or the systems which take some input and provide some output, right? And you have got intermediate devices which just have a simple task, not actually simple, it's very complex if we uh, try to configure those devices. Intermediate devices just pass packets from source to destination. Okay, they play a very huge role helping the end devices to make sure the packet reaches the correct destination. आज late नहीं हुआ. Yes, I sent you the links. I remembered that you were late yesterday. Okay. So guys, do like the video and subscribe to the channel and stay connected with us. So we have also got network media, which I told you is wired or wireless. We will be talking about that today. And in end devices, these are some of the examples of end devices, intermediate devices, and network media. Then in end devices, we discussed end devices as clients and end devices as servers in the last class. Then intermediary devices, functionalities of intermediary devices, and store they store information like source address, destination address, and different pathways. They have got some protocols working inside them, like in router you will see multiple protocols like your BGP, border gateway protocol, your RIP, your ISIS. There are multiple protocols that are used in the router, EIGRP. So these are some switching techniques by which the router or any intermediary device like firewall decides the best route for a particular packet. For a single packet, there will be every time a best route will be selected. And guys, do like the video. Then we also talked about firewall is also kind of an intermediary device. And in routers and firewalls, we can set some rules and regulations to deny or permit the flow of data packets. Okay, then we discussed about hub, that it simply broadcasts and does not store the MAC address of the devices connected to it. But switch is quite opposite, and it too stores the MAC address. Also, we have got working of switch, and in the working of switch, we discussed how everything in I've showed you everything in practical, that how hub simply broadcasts the packet and switch only takes the packet source to destination, and destination say back to the source, right? And that is all because of the MAC table. We also discussed our table in the previous lectures, which is also important. Okay, when then connecting two switches together is called your cascading. Then we have got router. In router, we have it has got functionalities like packet forwarding, routing, packet filtering, and firewalling, DHCP server. We already know about this DHCP server thing. So this is where we start today. So guys, if you have got any doubts, any questions, and also uh, whosoever understands Hindi better, we have got, I can explain things in Hindi as well. You just need to tell me. I can translate in both English and Hindi to you. So just let me check one thing. Okay, let's continue. So what does intermediary device do? Forwarding the packet from one end to another end. So that is the main primary function of a router. So the primary function of a router is to forward packets between the networks. Okay, so it only helps with connecting us to the different networks. Like for example, my network is 192.168.1.0 and I want to communicate or connect to some other network which is 192.168.2.0. It will help me connect to those network with some English, but not everyone will get that. Then so I think I should explain in both Hindi and English then. So basically, our routers have got some network protocols used in them, which helps us to communicate with the different networks, either on your private networks or your public networks. It helps with everything. हिंदी में मैं बताऊं? सो हमारा जो राउटर होता है वो फॉरवर्ड करता है डेटा पैकेट्स को एक नेटवर्क से दूसरे नेटवर्क में. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एक मेरा नेटवर्क है 192.168.1.0 एंड दूसरा मेरा नेटवर्क है 192.168.2.0, या फिर कोई और नेटवर्क भी है 10.0.0.0 वाला नेटवर्क है, 11.0.0.0 वाला नेटवर्क है. ठीक है, मेरे कोई पब्लिक नेटवर्क्स हैं, प्राइवेट नेटवर्क्स हैं, हर एक से हमें अलग नेटवर्क से कनेक्ट करने में हेल्प करेगा. नेक्स्ट, another primary function of router is routing. Routers use routing protocols and algorithms to build and maintain a routing table. The router uses this information to make decision about the best route for each data packet. Just like I told you, it has got some routing protocols, for example, RIP, EIGRP, BGP, and algorithms to build, maintain a routing table. It maintains a routing table, which helps in connecting to the different networks, and ultimately it has got all the paths. Okay, like for example, I have to go from one network to another network. It will have all the paths um, written in the routing table. So we will discuss this whole routing table thing when we will get to the practical part. The routers uses this information to make decision about the best route for each data packet. Exactly, that will take too much time translating to Hindi, then translating to English. Think twice. You could use both Hindi and English, just main things के लिए. Dude, I do I don't know. Either I can speak in like complete Hindi or in complete English. I don't know. Are you calling me Eminem? Am I rapping to you? Does it look like rapping? I'm rapping to you. Him? Should I speak slower? Guys, please let me know in the comments, or this guy will confuse me a lot. मैंने आपके WhatsApp पे मैसेज कर दिया है. Okay, I got it. So, Chauhan, I will contact you right after the class ends. And guys, just let me know if I'm talking too fast. I can just slow down a bit because that's how I usually talk. So I don't know. So the routers uses this information, the information that is stored in your routing tables, to make decisions about the best route for each data packet. As I told you, okay, got it here. As I told you that every data packet should go through the best path. Okay, so for example, there will be some paths that are shorter, there will be some paths that are longer yet faster. Okay, so the shorter fast, for example, has got the 10 Mbps speed, but the longer path has got the 100 Mbps speed. So it will send the packet, a particular data packet, to the path which is best suitable for it. Okay, so for example, the faster path is now occupied with many packets. So it will try to load balance by sending it to the shorter route. Okay, so there are multiple protocols in the routing that are used. We will discuss them in detail in the practical part. Moving to the next point, packet filtering and firewalling. Routers can implement access control list. So, as I told you, like in just like in firewall, in router also we can set some rules and regulations. Like what? Like access control list. Like for example, let me just open the Cisco packet tracer for you just to explain it. And do not get worried with the Cisco packet tracer in interface. It is very easy. Okay, and I just show you Cisco packet tracer just for the better understanding. For now, I will teach you how to use it completely. Okay, so for example, I have got a router over here, two routers, and some PCs for say, and some switches, and connecting it to the cable. For example, this router is at 192.168.0.1, or let's say 1.0, sorry, 1.0, this network. And this network is 192.168.2.0. Okay, these are the two networks. And for say this is admin system, okay, admin PC. For say we have got admin PC over here. So I want to make sure that this PC can talk to the other network, okay, and other network can talk to this PC, but no one can talk to this admin PC. So what will I have to do? I will simply have to configure this router over here with the access control list to make sure no one can contact to the admin PC. I just have to input the IP address of admin PC and block the traffic from this PC. Also, firewalls can do the similar functionalities. Okay, thank you, him, for confirming it to me. Okay, so for example, admin PC is very important to us, and we do not want it to communicate with some other network or some other network to communicate with it. So I'll simply do what? I will set some access control list in the router that is over here. Why this one router, not some other routers? Because this is our router, this is our network's router, and further it could be connected to multiple routers on the internet. Okay, so we will configure the router which is closest to the admin PC or the PC we want to protect or set rules for. So we will all only set rules in this one. So it has got some packet filtering and firewalling. Routers can implement access control list. I hope this thing is also clear to you guys. Then we have got DHCP server. Routers can act as DHCP servers by assigning IP address dynamically to the device within the network, simplifying network configurations for the end users. So it also performs the function of DHCP server. We already discussed it. Routers act as DHCP servers, providing the IP address, right, to our systems. Like for example, if I have enabled DHCP, like I configure DHCP in this router and I have enabled DHCP in these PC. By default, DHCP is enabled in our system, but in Cisco Packet Tracer, we have to switch on the DHCP configuration in these PCs as well. So for say, I just turned on the DHCP obtain IP by using DHCP or obtain IP automatically. So it will get the IP address from this. Okay, so for that, we have to just configure a simple thing that is called a default gateway. Okay, after this, after a little while, we are going to discuss what is default gateway and what is gateway. So so this is used for systems which have confidential files and or just for the administration. No, not just for the administrative system, I will say. If I want to protect a system, okay, in a particular system or server, I can also set the same for the servers, right? That outside network cannot contact to my system or my system cannot contact to the outside system or both. Okay, all that we will be doing practically. We will be configuring those systems practically. No need to worry about that. So it helps in simplifying the configurations for the end users because we do not have to input IP address manually every time into the systems. Moving to the next intermediary device, that is a repeater. So repeater is a network device through which we can boost up the weak signals. So for example, we have got a tower over here. Okay, signals are coming from the tower and it has to reach the home. But due to the hills and trees block the signal from reaching the home, we install a simple repeater at the nearby silo to redirect the signals, and the signals finally reaches the home, but also the repeater over here will amplify the signals little more. Didn't join any college, honestly. It will be a waste of money and a time. Okay, wait. Offers a degree. I want to pursue fields like cryptography, red teaming, and blue teaming. I have read that strong math skills essential for cryptography, which is why I'm thinking of preparing for IIT entrance exam during a drop year to also strengthen my math. I've wasted a lot of time in class 11. and also in 12th so far, but I plan to study seriously in the last 5 months and I expect to score around 75%. So now I'm confused. Should I take a drop and prepare seriously, or should I join a college after 12th and then work on strengthening the maths topics that are important for any college? I mean, random college. Look, for cryptography, I have got no idea. And in Delhi, where are you from? Sahil Kumar, where are you from? Look, to be honest, there are no good colleges that really teach you skills. Okay, I will never say there is any good college that can teach you skills. They can provide you degree, but if you want to learn, you'll have to learn on your own, or you can take courses from some institutes. Institutes do teach better. Okay, you're from Bihar. So just look for a nearby institute, okay? But I do not think in Bihar also you might get any institutes for the cryptography stuff. I think those people are mostly business minded or government job minded. Cybersecurity is not that much, in the field. Just ethical hacking is that too because it looks cool to people. That's it. Okay, so I would say you need to look for a good courses in cryptography, learn from YouTube or by your own. But of course, for a degree, or you can do some certification actually. You should look for some cryptography certification if you are specially interested in the cryptography part. But if you want to learn ethical hacking or as you said, red teaming, blue teaming, and everything, you can contact me for that as well and can start watching our YouTube videos like the ethical hacking part, you can start watching that one. I've read that strong math skills. So if you only want to go into the cryptography, I will suggest you just start and just search for a institute for crypto who specially teaches the cryptography stuff. But make sure for the scammers, okay, there are multiple scammers online. So you have to make sure about that. They might say they are teaching, you need to already have a list of the topics that you are going to cover. Right, Sahil Kumar? First of all, find out the topics that you need to learn in the cryptography to pursue that field only, that particular field only. I think digital forensics would be better, and there are other things too. Most of the institutes I have seen teaching like Excel, basic computer, at least to my knowledge, haven't seen one institute which would teach anything like hacking. No, no, Hume, there are many institutes. Yes, with the huge price, I agree. That's true because that course is not, everywhere yet. But yeah, that's unrelated, I guess. No, not really unrelated, but yes, there are very few institutes that really teach you ethical hacking and at a lower price, right? If you want to learn ethical hacking at the lower prices, we can teach you that. But if you particularly want to go from for the cryptography, only for the cryptography, then we have not got it. Also, Sahil Kumar, you can check the cryptography video. Okay, you will get some idea about it. If you already have, then there is no problem. No need to watch it. Let's continue. And I hope, guys, you already know that we have got a full playlist about the cryptography thing. Hello, Neve Aryan. Welcome to the channel. Okay, and guys, do like the video and subscribe to the channel and stay connected with us. So what does repeater do? Repeater is a network device through which we can boost up the weak signals or redirect them, right? And when the signals travel in the network after telling some distance, it's not same distance, it's some distance. Okay, usually institutes do teach at the cost of 25,000 per 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 course. Like if you have you're going for CH, they will at least teach you for 25,000 with their own certificate, and we will be teaching you at a much lower price. And you can contact on the number that is given in the description below and let us know if you want to learn from us. So repeater is a network device. Okay, when the signals travels in the network after telling some distance or after going some distance, the intensity of the signal might decrease. In order to regenerate the weak signals, we should use the repeater device. It is used in wired and wireless network communication. So we have got both wired and wireless repeaters in a network. Exactly. Just get started. You are thinking so much of dropping. No, don't drop. Okay, don't drop. Take a drop for that. No, just keep going. You will later realize this. I have just wasted my 1 year by dropping. If you can do it, you can also do it when you are going to the college. Okay, just start learning. Sahil Kumar, do not drop a year for the college. Just complete your graduation as soon as possible. Then only you will be getting the job, a better, good job into your field. So, till those 3 years of your graduation, keep learning about your specific field, whatever you are interested in. Okay? And this is for everyone, guys. So next we have got bridges. So bridges were used in the past. Still, there might be few companies that will be using. So I'm ready to work hard. I do have a good interest in maths and physics, but if getting into IIT doesn't really matter in the end, then why should I put all that effort in? That's why I'm asking, can you please provide me with a full legit roadmap map from after 12th all the way to the end? I want to achieve everything in this field. In cybersecurity field, you're saying, or just in cryptography, you're saying, are you talking about just cryptography or the full ethical, full cybersecurity field, Sahil Kumar? Just mention it clearly, okay? Bridge, and please do not drop out. There is no need to drop out, just keep going. Bridge is a network device that is used to separate LAN into number of sections. So, for example, I have my office at my home. Just an example. Okay, so I have got my own devices like my PC, my laptop, my other devices. Okay, that are my personal devices. Then I have got some systems that are the office devices that I have got from office or are used for my office work, which is very important and crucial to me. So, for say, I have got some devices for the office work and some for the home network. So now I do not want, so for example, these devices are also used by my family members and they might download something malicious to the system. They might end up downloading something malicious to the system and might impact the whole network, right? It might corrupt my office systems as well. So to prevent that, I can simply divide that same network into two different networks by using a bridge. So what does bridge do? It separates LAN into different number of sections. Bridges saves destination MAC address and port number on which it is connected to the switch. So what does bridge do? They also save the MAC address. So basically, let me tell you one thing first of all. After going further, bridges are not a good option anymore. Switches are. Okay, so if somewhere you are seeing bridge, that means they are separating LAN into number of sections, but we can also use switches to convert a single network into multiple virtual LAN. So I think IIT sure gives you a lifelong badge and connections. Yes, definitely. With some of the smartest people in the country. So yeah. Hello, good morning, Arjun. Gosh, I've missed a lot. It's okay. It's still available on the. We actually just started with the router and then we talked about repeater and now we are on the bridges. You haven't missed a lot. you can just rewind the video after the class and watch it from the start. Okay? Okay, Arjun. So, Sahil Kumar, there's one more thing I want to tell you. Please do contact me on the WhatsApp for once. Okay? In the description, you will get the number. Sahil Kumar, just drop a message. And guys, please do like the video. Let's continue. Bridge is a network device that separates LAN into number of section, and it also simply saves the MAC address and the port number, just like the switches. So we do not actually need bridges. We can do everything with the switch now. And in the practical part also, I will show you how we can separate a single LAN into multiple virtual LANs, into multiple small LANs, and make the network more secure on which it is connected to the switch. And ultimately, these bridge adapters are also connected to the hubs or switches. So we can just simply use a switch. It operates on both physical and data link layers. So it works on the layer 1 and layer 2 of the OSI mod. Advantages, it reduces data collision, and it is more intelligent just because it stores the MAC address. That's it. Disadvantages, it is expensive actually, and transmission rate is slower than the repeater. Obviously, repeater has got a very high transmission rate as per the other devices like bridges. Next, this one is important, gateway. So we will be discussing gateway. Before that, let me check the network address. Ma'am, I'm currently learning. Okay, you are currently learning ethical hacking from AST company to build a basic foundation and understand what all is there in this field, because I'm still very confused about which. Yes, no problem. Okay, it's for free. You can just call me. Okay, I'm not asking you to pay any charges for that. Just WhatsApp me on the message me on the WhatsApp, and let's discuss it. So, but I find myself more interested in cryptography only, and it's challenging at AST Academy. I've already covered HTML, CSS, Python about a month ago. And now I've just started the networking part. So for now, I'm planning to continue learning from here and improve myself and become bit smarter in class. That's great. Then later follow your networking courses as well. Yes, definitely. Sahil Kumar, you can do that. Um, just keep learning, and please do join the college. Okay, just on the Saturday, Sunday, you can focus on learning these, and Monday to Friday, you should go to the college. Okay, just get into a good college. Discuss it with your parents as well. Okay, parents are the best teachers, even better than us. They just knows what is best for their children, right? Let's continue. So, in a networking device which act as an entrance for another network. So, for example, what do you understand by gateway first of all? Just a simple word, gateway. Okay, that is like an entrance, है ना? So, what does an entrance do? It separates your home network to the outside public network, right? So, if you're walking through a gate, you're on one side you are inside the network, inside your home, and on the other side you are outside. So similar in the computer ones. So in enterprise also the gateway is the computer that routes the traffic from an internal network to the outside network. Exactly, it's a gate to a way, you can say that, but let's continue. Okay, so that routes the traffic from an internal network to the outside network. So just like I told you, this is my network for say 192.168.1.0, and it is ultimately connected to a router, and router ultimately connected to the other routers on the network. Okay, on a system. It might be connected to the internet service provider's router with some separate IP. Okay, just ignore the IP address over here. And so for say it is connected to multiple routers on the internet. So this is acting as the gateway for my public network and the outside network, that is your internet. So the gateway node often act as a proxy server or a firewall or a router. So there are a proxy server can also be a gateway, a firewall can also be a gateway, and a router can also be your gateway. So sometimes, let me tell you, companies do not use router at all. They just simply install the firewalls. Okay, firewalls can also do the similar functions to the router, like providing the IP using DHCP server. We can also configure DHCP in the firewalls. Also, we can run the multiple, what do we call it? Protocols that are used in the routers for routing protocols can also be run in the firewalls. We will discuss all that in detail, and we will also learn how to configure the firewalls. Okay, so then we have also got proxy servers that are like your VPNs and help in disguising your IP address. So a default gateway is the one that meets the following criteria. Now listen very carefully. So what functionality should a default gateway have? So it should be, first of all, on the same subnet as your computer. What does it mean on the same subnet? Means, for example, for now, let's say on the same network as your computer. Like for example, this is my computer, my PC. Okay, for example, this is my PC, and here it has got IP like 192.168.1.2. It has got IP like 192.168.1.3. This one has got IP, this one I will say router. Router's IP is 192.168.1.1. And here also there is this router. It has got a private IP of 192.168.2.1. Here these systems have got the IP of 192.168.2.2 and 192.168.2.3. Okay, for say it has got all these IP addresses. So this is my PC, right? What will be the default gateway for my PC? This one, because it is on the same network, on the same subnet as my PC. So for my PC, this will be the default gateway. For these PCs, 2.2, 2.3, this will be the default gateway for them, this router, because it is ultimately connecting to the other networks. So it is a gateway that your computer depends upon when it does not know through which route to send the traffic towards the destination. So simply, like for example, I'm telling you that I want to send data from this 192.168.1.2, my PC, to this PC, PC2, 192.168.2. So my PC do not know where this exists, where this IP exists on the network. My PC doesn't know, just knows that it has to reach there somehow. Okay, so what will my PC do? My PC will simply send the data packet to this, to the router containing the source address and the destination address. Then the router will route, there might be different routers connected to the PC. So it will route the network directly to this PC. This PC got nothing. Okay, it doesn't know anything, it's just noob. But your router knows everything, every path where to take the packet, which IP to forward it to. It might forward it to this router, it might forward it to some other router connected to it. So it's all upon the gateway. So any questions? It's a gateway. Damn, I'm so smart. Yes, Mayank, you're definitely very, very smart. At the end, my sentence wasn't clear. I attend your networking class in the morning, and because of that, I become more intelligent in. Okay, okay, that's great. Thank you, Sahil Kumar. I'm really happy that you are feeling confident in your class, in your evening class. I'm really happy about that, Sahil Kumar. Okay, let's continue. So, it is the gateway that your computer depends upon when it does not know through which route to send the traffic towards the destination. Just like I told you, and gateway works on all. at all the levels of OSM model. Just like I told you, OSM model have got 7 layers. We will discuss everything in detail in the upcoming class, probably tomorrow only. So gateway works at all levels, means 1 to 7 layers are there. It will work at each and every layer. So the gateway has two sides. First is the WAN side and another is the LAN side. WAN side is your wide area network side, that is your internet side, and LAN is your internal side, right? Local area network side, that have got your PCs, your devices, and that is within the router's range, inside range, private IP side range. Okay, so WAN, at the WAN side, what will be configured? At the WAN side, public IP, and at the LAN side, what will be configured? Tell me, at the LAN side, what we will be configured? At WAN side, public IP, here private IP, right? So WAN side connects to the modems and therefore to the internet via hub or switch. So while configuring gateway, you need to configure both WAN and LAN side. So both WAN and LAN side should be configured, means both public and private IP should be configured. For the WAN IP, we have to pay for the internet, right? We pay for the internet. What are we actually paying for? We are paying for the public IP address. So firewall is also a gateway device. As I told you, firewall is also can also act like the gateway, and similar to the router, it can also perform the routing functionalities. Also can log or monitor the traffic. It can also monitor the traffic. What else? We can set some rules of whitelisting and blacklisting some IP addresses or some networks. So everything we will see in the further classes. So here we have got a gateway over here. So this is my system. Request goes from my computer to the gateway. Okay. So my computer doesn't know where to send the request. So it will just simply send it to the gateway. And from the gateway, it will, for example, my computer is asking for www.whitefortress. It will simply send it uh, to that server on the internet, and ultimately the response will be passed to the gateway and then to my system through ISP. Look, what is your ISP? ISP provides you a router, and ISP has got multiple other routers connected to it, right? What does internet service provider do? It has got routers and routers and routers. So for example, this is your router, then it is connected to some other router of your internet service provider. Okay, then ultimately to the other routers. So from here, from this side onwards, this is all internet. Then it reaches to your internet service provider's router, then another router, then further router. How do we know that? Let's see. Okay, how do we know? It goes through all the paths, all these multiple routers. Let's see. So for example, I want to like simply ping www.whitefortress.in. Okay, I ping it. So it knows this is the IP and I'm also getting reply from it. But what does the path this ping took? So for that, we have a simple command, that is your tracert. Tracert. In Linux, you have trace root. In your Windows, you have tracert command. Okay, so now I put whitefortress.in. So here you will see the path it will be taking. So it's showing different IP. That is because of your some VPN might be going on. I do not have any idea. Okay, this is the main IP, I would say. So look, first of all, where it is the server's IP where whitefortress.in is hosted. Okay, this is the server's IP. So first of all, where it will go? Here you can see 192.168.0.1. My PC does not know where to send the packet. It will send it to the default gateway, right? So it goes to the default gateway. Then it goes to my public IP. This is probably my public IP or my internet service provider's IP. Then it will go to the another router of the internet service provider. Here you can see 38254.162.1. Then it will go to the another router. It is routing. Okay, so here it could not find any IP addresses in the middle. Wait a minute. Okay, so These are hops. So here also you can see over a maximum 30 hops. I think there is some problem over here. Okay, it does not take this much time. Let me put the whole domain like www.whitefortress.in. Now it's better. Now it has got the correct IP address. Okay, it again sent it to my default gateway. You should remember this command, traceert. Okay, we will use it multiple times. We also use it in ethical hacking to find out what network devices are available on a particular network. And thank you guys for your support. I'm really happy to have students like you. I'll always say that. Okay, let's. So here you can see it first went here, then it went to the my public IP, then it will go to the internet service provider's router, then it is redirecting it to the another router, then this router, this router, and ultimately reaching here 192.142.250 dot this one. Okay, this is where the www.whitefortress.in is hosted. I think I put some wrong spelling, not really, but okay. Okay, so this is how your trace route works, and it tells you what were the devices in between. It will pick the IP addresses of those devices and give it to you. This simple command, trace route or trace cert. Okay, just a second. I need to open your chats. Let's continue. There are not many students for the CCNA batch, I think, but it's okay. We'll keep doing it anyway. Okay, next we have got network media. So I told you there are two types of network media, guided, unguided. Guided are those with the wired ones, right? Wired ones are called guided network media, and wireless ones are called unguided network media. Because in wires, they know what path to take, right? In the cables, they have to just flow. But in wireless, they are unguided because infrared rays are used, multiple rays are used, right? We will discuss the wireless media in detail as well. So here you can see little bit about the wireless media. We have got infrared rays, we have got radio waves, and we have got microwaves. So infrared rays is used for short range communication like TV remotes, mobile phones, personal computers, etc. In science, the infrared is part of a spectrum that is not visible to human eye. So we also called infrared, which is not visible to human eye. All these waves are not visible to human eye as per the situation. So radio waves are the type of wireless communication that can travel large distances as well as can penetrate any wall. So the mobile network we receive now, we receive the data connection. That is your radio waves because it can penetrate any wall as well, and we receive the network or the signals to our mobile or a laptop. That Wi-Fi thing is also your radio waves. Then we have got microwaves are a line of sight transmission, meaning both the antennas sending and receiving should be properly aligned. So previously we had there were TV towers, right? TV towers at each and every home, antennas, right? So antennas had to be aligned properly to receive the signals. That's why there was a huge problem in that. So they later switched it to the radio waves as well. Okay, so microwaves are line of sight transmission, means antennas sending and receiving the data should be properly aligned to receive these signals. Next, what are the networking cables? Networking cables are networking hardwares. There are also some hardwares used to connect one network device to the another network device, and we will discuss four types of cables over here. That is a coaxial cable, twisted cables, ethernet cables, and fiber optic cables. So in the coaxial cable, many of you might have seen these. These are those cables that are actually still plugged in for like TV channels, right? You remember that is plugged into your setup box. This cable. This cable was previously, I think, directly plugged into the old TVs, and now it is plugged into the setup boxes. If someone tried to open it, you will see something like this copper wire. Then there will be some black insulation over it. Then you have got some copper mesh. I actually opened it a lot. Okay, I just cut it this wire, and I do not know what experiment I used to do in the childhood with this one, but I've played with this cable a lot. Okay, so then we have got copper mesh over it. Then we have got outside insulation. It's usually black in color. Okay, so this is what is plugged into a uh, TV cable. So coaxial cable is a type of copper cable specially built with metal shield. Okay, so it has got the copper mesh shield, it has got some metal shield, and components engineered to block the signal interference. So why there is so much insulation? This is insulation. Copper mesh is also used for insulation. Why are you traumatized? You, I once played with it and it broke it. Yeah, I broke it, and I then again just छील देना उसको क्या कहते हैं वो कैसे करते हैं उसको. I just pulled this thing out. I pulled the insulation out. I pulled the copper mesh out. I pulled this out, and then again I got the copper wire inside. Then I plugged it in again. I've done so many stupid things in the childhood like this. Playing with the wires, fixing the lights. Even I do not know. I'm not an engineer, but still, with my parents, with my grandfather actually, I used to do it a lot. So, coaxial cable is a type of copper cable specially built with a metal shield and components engineered to block the interference. Standards are RG6, RG11. What are these standards? These are just types. Okay, so we have got RG6, RG11, RG59. That is just because of the different names are just for that might be for the different amount of thickness or different amount of the what do we call it, speed. So it is basically the multiple types are used for the speed. So this might be slower, this might be faster, and then this might be more faster. So RG stands for radio guide. It helps in distinguishing the characteristics and specification of the cables. So these are different types of coaxial cables. So there is a simple example, that is a coaxial cable DTH, direct to home, that I just told you, that is used in our TV cables. I once played it and I broke it. Mummy ne pitai ki. No, my mom never scolded me. Who would do such kind of things in front of your mama, huh? I never did it in front of my mama. Okay, I didn't want it to get scolded, obviously. Okay. So next we have twisted pair cables. So in twisted pair cables, we have two types of twisted pair cables. Unshielded twisted pair cables and shielded twisted pair cables. So as the name suggests, they are twisted together. Okay, pair of two. Is this YouTube? Hello, good morning, Jay. I think you also contacted me previously. Yes, this is YouTube. Why? What happened? And this is live. Jim, I didn't get your question exactly. What do you mean? Is this YouTube? So, twisted pair cables are quite literally a pair of insulated wires that are twisted together to help reduce noise from outside sources. So, what basically happens? There are these cables are twisted together to reduce the noise, to reduce the Sir, be like, you are a good question. Now, man, this is what, sir. Dude, what is wrong with you guys? Oh my God. Okay. So just to wait a second. Ha. just to block the interference from the outside signals. They are twisted together. Okay, insulation is also used just to block the signal interference from the outside, right? So twisted pair cables are quite literally a pair of insulated wires that are twisted together to help reduce the noise or the signals from the outside sources. So we have got here insulated ones. This is shielded twisted pair cables, and this is unshielded twisted pair cables. You can also see over here the shielded twisted pair cables. So here these are very thin wires. Okay, they are very thin, then covered with the thin insulation over it. Okay, here you can see these are actually used in your LEDs on Diwali. You might have seen those LEDs in Diwali, right? So these are twisted pair cables are especially used in them. So over it there is insulation. Then there is another individual shielding of each pair. Okay, this pair is shielded. There are 8 wires in total, and these are shielded. Then again shielded together. Then over it there is a tinned copper braiding. So this is because of this individual shielding of pair and tinned copper braiding. This is called shielded twisted pair cable. But in the unshielded twisted pair cable, there is a separator in between, just so that if there is a insulation breakage or some wire breakage, there is no short circuit because of the separator. So there is a thin separator in between in unshielded twisted pair cables. Then we have got a drain wire for the extra current, to ground the extra current. And here we can see a thin polyester film, then simple overall aluminum foil shield, and then the outer sheet is on these cables. Okay, there is sometimes not even this outer sheet. Okay, there might be not some outer sheet over here. It will just be cables, cables, cables. So, and in some there are outer sheath also present. So in unshielded twisted pair cables, UTP, we also call them UTP, cable is a medium that is composed of pairs of wires unshielded, meaning it do not rely on physical shielding to block the interference. It has not got any um, shielding, means it do not block interference much. So the cable contains total 8 wires, which are 4 in pair. Obviously, it has got 8 and they are in pair of 4. So there is strain wire also, as I told you over here also, that is used for conjunction with metallic shield to ensure effective grounding. It reminds me of Ethernet cable. We will get to the Ethernet part too. We have got Ethernet cable over here. Yes, actually it is Ethernet standard are based on UTP only. That is your unshielded twisted pair cables. Okay, those are your Ethernets uh, based on. So next are the standards of UTP, unshielded twisted pair cable. So what are these standards again? These are some category. These are some types of unshielded twisted pair cables. So if we see anywhere Cat3 that has got 10 Mbps speed. So category 3, Cat 3 UTP is rated to carry data up to 10 Mbps. Cat 3 UTP was the standard cable used with the Ethernet 10 base T. 10 is for your speed. Okay, just now I told you it is 10 Mbps in speed. Then we have got base, that means baseband transmission, and T is for your twisted pair cables. Okay, here also I have written it. Base denotes the baseband transmission. It is used for T, designed for the twisted pair cables, and 10 represent the bandwidth value, that is 10 megabits per second. So in the category 5, we have got 100 Mbps speed, and it is was the standard cable used with the Ethernet 100 base T. And we have category 5E that has got 1000 Mbps speed, and is standard cable used with the Ethernet 1000 base T. The leading number 10 or 100 in the base T, 1000 base T, that only represent the transmission speed in the megabits per second. So anyone have any sir? I need to ask you a question. Why are you even here? I mean, sorry. Yes, sir. Ask. Yes, sir. Definitely, you can ask me any question, sir. I love my job. Why can I use a computer A account in Active Directory? Sir, you already know I do not know anything about Active Directory. You are the professor for it. Can I use computer A account in Active Directory to log into computer B? It doesn't make sense. I am eating. What do you mean? Why I am here? It means you are bored, and that's why you want to disturb me. Okay, then we have got STP, shielded twisted pair cables. In shielded twisted pairs of wire is wrapped in a metallic foil. The four pairs of wire then wrapped. Sir, I literally did not ignore your question, but let me continue. Each, so it has got the metallic foil to for the extra shielding, and that tackles with the outer interference of signals. So we have got twisted wires, we have got then foil shielding, then we have got the drain wire, we have got the screen shielding, that is some of your metal, aluminium, or it could be what do we call it? Wait a second. Aluminium only. There is a polyester film and then aluminium shielding. This is aluminium and this is polyester shield. Then wrapped in overall metallic foil to tackle the interference. And this is cable jacket, which is made up of your plastic thing to not let the current flow out. So next we have Ethernet cables. Ethernet standard are based on UTP, as I told you. In total, there are 8 pins in each. Obviously, there are 8 wires. So on both ends, there will be 8 pins. So one end will be this T568A and another will be T568B RJ45 adapter, one on each end. So let me show you. And there is one point I need to tell you, and you need to remember it, guys. Just a minute. Let me show you Ethernet cable. Okay, here you can see this is an Ethernet cable, a very long one. And this image is not clear. Wait. So over here, it has got 8 pins. Okay, these are very thin wires. Okay, inside there are very thin wires. And here you will see 8 pins over here. Here you will see 8 pins over here. So on both ends, there are adapters which have this name, these names. Ethernet standard use two twisted pair cable with one pair being used in transmission each direction. So RJ45 represents registered jack. So now listen very carefully. There are two types of Ethernet cables. First is your straight through cable, another is your crossover cable. Okay, now here you can see straight through cable, here you can see crossover cable. So what does straight through cable do? This is the like for example, this is the one end. Okay, I showed you here. I showed you over here. There are two ends obviously in a cable. So in straight through cable, where the pin one of the one end is, and in this on the another side, the pin one is also on the first position. Then pin two is also on the pin two position. Pin three on pin three, pin four on pin four position on both the ends. These are the two ends of the cable over here, you can see. Okay, but what happens in crossover cable? In crossover cable, the pin one goes to the pin 3, pin 2 goes to the pin 6. You do not need to remember it. Just you need to remember the functionality of the crossover and the straight through cable that I'm going to tell you about. Okay, then pin 3 goes to the pin 1. This is how it goes from one end to the another end on the cables, right? So now what? Let's see. So your why these are so different? Why is the need of having a crossover cable? So for example, I am connecting my PC to the same PC. Okay, I am connecting this laptop to another laptop. Uh, okay, so what will happen? It will have the same kind of ports. It will have same kinds of port, and I am connecting it with the help of straight through cable. So data collision will occur. What will occur? Data collision means packets might not be transferred from one system to another system and received from another system to my system properly. For that, we have this crossover cable for the same kind of devices. But for say, I want to connect my PC to a switch with the help of the Ethernet cable. I can easily do that with the help of straight through cable. Okay, for different devices, you can use straight through cables because they have got different functionalities. They have got different kind of ports in them. And that's why there is no data collision occurring in them. But if we are connecting same kind of devices like your PC to PC, your switch to switch, your router to router, that's why we need something called crossover cable. Okay, so that there is no data collision of packets. So also here when I told you about switching now, just a second, let me get back to the switch one here. I told you when we connect two devices, two switches together, there are some ports, if we want to connect two ports together, to connecting one switch with another switch, there might be crossover port. MDIX output, which helps in connecting us with the help of straight through cable as well. Okay, so for that we have to use crossover port. They have built something called crossover port. So with the help of which we can connect switch to switch, but with the help of which we cannot connect the switch to RPC and etc. Okay, so for that we will be using the normal ports. But for switch to switch, we can use this. If you're still confused about it, just forget it. Okay, just forget the switch thing. If you still feel confused, do not get confused. Just know that for the same kind of devices, we will be using crossover cable, and for the different kind of devices, we will be using the straight through cable. Okay, why crossover cable? Just to prevent the data collision. Now here also it's a theory part. In straight through cables, PC network interface card transmits on pair 1, comma 2 to receive, wait, why it's the same thing that 1, 2 is sent to the to your pins stay the same on the each port. That's only what is written over here. This cable is used to connect the different types of devices like PC and switch. But crossover, when the two devices on ends of the cable both transmit using same pins, then a crossover cable is required for the same kind of devices. So for example, if two connected switch send using, okay, this is just saying this part, that if it need to send the pin 1 to pin 3 data to pin 3, it need to send pin 2 to data to pin 6, that's all. Yes, thank you, sir, for joining our stream. I'm really happy to have you as my student as well. I mean, I'm just kidding. Okay, next we have got a fiber optic cable. Fiber optic cables can be either glass. I just told you that yesterday we were talking about submarine cables, right? They are made up of glass to transmit the data, the signals in the form of light. कल दोबारा आऊंगा रोज की तरह ही ओके सर. Fiber optic cable can either be glass or plastic with diameter about same as human hair. It is as thin as the human hair. It can carry digital information at very high speed, at lightning speed over long distances, because light is used instead of the electricity. So just like I told you, the packets literally teleport from one end of the cable to the another end of the cable because light speed is the fastest. So electrical interference does not affect the signal. Fiber optic cables have many uses as well as communications. They are also used in medical imaging, medical treatment, and mechanical engineering inspections. So fiber optic cables are also used for, that angiography thing, that is a medical term. If someone knows angiography, that is for imaging your heart and look for any what do we call that, like but if any bloodstream got blocked or not. So for that also, angiography it is used. Fiber optic cables are used for medical treatment and mechanical engineering inspections as well. Like for example, there is a aeroplane. Okay, so for that, for its inspection, this might be used. Fiber optic cables are used. So next topic we have is subnetting. Let me tell it to you in a very short thing. Okay, then we will get to the practical part at the end of this course. Okay, subnetting we will do at the end of the course. Okay, this needs a little bit of maths. I think dentists use it too. I think dentists use simple mirror. I think they just use a mirror, something like that, in your mouth. They just put something like mirror, or they have got some magnifier on that on their hat, magnifying lens on their hat. Not, I will say it's like a headband, and they use some of that. Okay, I do not know about the dentist thing. I've never been to the dentist, and then really do not want to want to go to the dentist either. It just looks painful from the outside. Next, coming to the subnetting part, is the process of dividing a large network into smaller manageable parts called subnets. So what happens when a company have a very large network? Okay, very large network. They have got HR department, they have got IT department, they have got engineer department, they have got the financial department, sales department. There are multiple departments and a very huge, very large network in a particular company. So in that, what they do, they just divide a whole network into small subnets and make it more manageable for the administrator. So what is the importance of the subnetting? It helps in efficient resource utilization, improves security because we can set a particular security device or security rules and configure every subnet separately according to the needs. Like IT department might have separate needs, HR department might have separate security needs, right? So they can just efficiently utilize the resources, improve the security, and better network management can be done with the help of subnetting. Then we have got subnet mask. We already talked about the subnet mask thing. Okay, so a subnet mask is used to divide an IP address into network and host portion. I already told you that, for example, class A have 255.0.0.0. Okay, so what we do, we simply can do the 255 portion represents the network portion, and zeros represent the host portion. It determines the network portion of the address by using binary and operation. It determines the network portion of the address by using binary and operation. So we will talk about all this when we will get to the subnet topic. So just giving you an overview for now. So this is the table that you need to learn. The ranges of class. There are 5 classes. What are the ranges of each class of each octet? 0 to 127 here, 128 to 191, 192 to 223, and their default subnet mask, and what these D and E are used for. D is used for multicasting. E is used for research purposes. This is all you need to know. Okay, benefits, there is better network performance, by better utilization, and reduced congestion, improved security through isolation of network segments as well. Okay, because we can isolate different networks, just like I told you, we can separate the IT and the finance department, we can isolate them, and it will also reduce the congestion of devices. Now we are coming to the very important part, that is your OSI model. We have still got time to cover it, I guess. We have half an hour. So listen very carefully. We have got 7 layers in your OSI model. Okay, so in OSI model, first layer is this physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. So if you're an Indian, you understand Hindi, let me tell you how to learn it. आज फिर से टेस्ट नहीं देना पड़ेगा. This is a mnemonic for that. And I forgot the English mnemonic. It was something like, I really do not remember. Wait, English mnemonic. I do not know what is the spelling of it. Of for OSI model. Or dude, where is the mnemonic? Hello. Literally fooling us. Wait, in the images I might find the mnemonic. Please do not throw spinach. Spinach, just keep it pizza away. Oh, please do not throw a spinach pizza away. Okay, it was what I used to remember. Please do not throw away spinach pizza away because no one likes spinach pizza, right? So you can just learn it like this. Okay, you need to learn each and every layer. The why don't you include some quizzes in between? I can. I just get to focus on. And many people have a really very short Google search is very shit now. No, it's not that bad. But yeah, it's good. So to remember all these layers of OSI model, you can simply uh, uh, learn this mnemonic. Please do not throw spinach spinach pizza away. Okay. So this is how you can learn. And for the ones who understand Hindi better, आज फिर से टेस्ट नहीं देना पड़ेगा. But always remember, first layer is your physical layer and last layer is your application layer. This is a very important topic that always comes in the interviews. OSI model. If you're going for the cyber, what do we call it? Cyber security analyst, or you're going for the network engineering, network administrator, this is the first question I think they are gonna ask you. Not the first, might be the last, but it's a must have knowledge for the interviews. So you should know what is OSI model. So it is Open System Interconnection Model. I really need to start with the quizzes part, but I do not know, man. How do I put this in? And soon our, what do we call it? Practical part will start. What quiz will I ask in that? That where is your switch? Where is your router in the Cisco packet tracer? I cannot do that, right? So OSI model, Open System Interconnection Model, it was developed by International Organization for Standards, ISO. It was developed by ISO and it describes how information flows from one computer to another computer. Like, for example, right now, I'm broadcasting this on YouTube, and all the data from my system is going to your system. How is it flowing? So, for that only, for understanding all that only, till now, whatever theory we have understood is just for this important model, OSI model, which is a very, very, very important topic. So, it describes the flow of information from one computer to another computer. It's not logical model, it's a logical model, not physical one. Means it is just for understanding how things work, but actually it is not implemented. It is not a physical one. Then which one is implemented? TCP IP model is implemented. So to understand the TCP IP model as well, you need to know the OSI model. This is the must have knowledge for any interview that is related to your cybersecurity domain or networking domain. So, what does it do? Every layer is a set of protocols. So, all these layers are nothing but set of protocols. Okay, sure. Here's a question for everyone. What do you understand by MAC address and IP address? I just need a difference between IP address and MAC address in the charts. That's a very easy question. If no one can answer that, then I do not know what to do with you guys. Okay, so OSM model, every layer is a set of protocols that developers can use to create and implement applications to run on a network. So, physical layer has got multiple protocols in it, data link layer has got multiple. They are just all set of protocols. But what do we need to learn? We do not need to learn the protocols yet, but the working of each layer first of all. So, therefore, it explains how devices communicate on a network. So, these set of protocols are also used by developers to create and implement applications to run on a network. If a developer is working on a web application, mobile application, or anything, he's just developing something, some tool or anything, it needs to understand, have an understanding of this OSI model as well to implement those applications to run on a network. It also explains how devices communicate on a network with each other. So let's get started with it. So first we have is physical layer. Okay, so for what does physical layer do? Let's here it says physical medium where the data is sorry. First is application layer. Okay, first layer is physical layer, I know, but let's start with the application layer. Okay, first we will start with the application layer. Let me tell you why this is written in this thing, this format. I'm telling you everything. Wait a minute. Let's open the notepad first of all to explain everything to you guys. So we have got this control N and here we're talking about OSM model. So the first layer is physical, the seventh layer is your OSI application layer. But let's start with the application layer. We have got application layer, we have got presentation layer. Okay, I'm just writing the names. Session layer. You should remember the order. Okay, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, physical layer. Okay, these are the 7 layers available over here. We're talking about application layer first of all. So when data is flowing from client to sender, sorry, client to server, okay, means your, also I can write here sender to receiver. स्पेलिंग सही है ना? हाँ, ठीक है. तब ये फॉर्मेट होता है, तब ये होता है, एप्लीकेशन लेयर पे जाएगा, फिर प्रेजेंटेशन पे जाएगा, फिर सेशन, फिर ट्रांसपोर्ट पे, फिर नेटवर्क लेयर पे, फिर डेटा लिंक लेयर पे, फिर फिजिकल लेयर पे जाएगा डेटा. Oh, okay. MAC address is the physical address which each device has. We can use it to find out which packet goes where, etc. IP stands for Internet Protocol. It's like a house address where data would be sent. Ah, okay, that's great. Actually, it is a little bit not clear. Uh, to which device? MAC had you didn't, okay, while MAC address more like a fingerprint or a person's name, it doesn't change. And there are two types of IP, public IP, private IP is for LAN, and the public IP is what a device used to actually connect to the internet itself. Yes, you are correct. in the last two sentences, and the first one is bit unclear, but of course I understood that you got the main point. Okay, so but if you ever has to define, really, if you have to define what is IP address and MAC address, first you will start with the full form. So IP address is your uh, internet protocol address, which is assigned to your system by a DHCP server, and or it could be assigned manually as well. So what does it do? It helps in communicating with your private as well as the public network. But your MAC address is actually used for identifying your device, and which is publicly, sorry, which is embedded on your network interface card at the time of manufacturing. This is what you exactly have to say. You are just giving the examples, more examples you are giving me, or you just know that you got the point. But if we talk about the definition, it has to be point to point. And right, correct. There are two types of IP, mainly two types of IP, that is the public private. There are also other two types of IPs, that is your static and dynamic. So overall, there are four types of IP addresses, we will say. If someone asks you how many types, there are four types of IP addresses. Okay, let me just Google it for you as well. Okay, just in case, just to check types of IP. Okay, if I type types of IP, everywhere, most of the time you will see four types. Okay, it's saying versions of IP. Okay, we are here you can see. Okay, there are four types. If we talk about the types, there are four: public, private, static, dynamic. Now let's get back to the OSM model. Then I will ask you questions, guys. Okay, because we need to complete this one because we started the topic and this is very, very important topic. So application layer, it has got your okay, so while sending the data, it will go from application layer to physical layer. Then at the receiver's end, it will go to the physical to the application. Means physical layer to the application layer. On the sender side, it goes application to the physical layer. On the receiver side, it goes from the physical layer to the application layer. Okay, this is what I need is important. Okay. Here also you can see in this image, client side, client to server, and uh, here server side, layer 1 to layer 7. Let's see how it works. Notepad. So first of all, what is application layer? Application itself defines itself. Okay, application means somewhere you have to input, right? You are inputting something and you will be getting output, right? So here also it is written application layer, interaction between the user and the application takes place. Like for example, I am here gonna type www.canva.com for say, and I hit enter. Okay, so what protocol is going to be used here? HTTP or HTTPS protocol is going to be used. So I just input something at the application layer. Then I hit enter. Okay, also FTP or some protocols like that. So let's understand this whole model with the help of FTP protocol. So for example, I am sending a file to you guys. Okay, so I simply put it on my WhatsApp or anything. I just uploaded it on something. So what will happen first of all? First of all, I am just putting it just to upload, right? So that will be the user interface. I will be interacting with the user interface and inputting something. Then FTP will come in the play. What will happen? So here interaction with user interface. Interacts with the user interface. Okay. Then is the presentation layer. So whatsoever that file is, it will do the three things. Presentation layer has three things to do. First, it will compress, translate, and translate. What was it? Encrypt and encrypt. Compression takes place at the presentation layer. What happens in compression? What do you understand by compression? Like, for example, the file I'm sending to you guys was a 5 GB file. It was compressed to something like 2 GB file. Okay, this is your compression. Then translation. Translation, like for example, the file I'm sending from the Windows system. I'm sending the file from the Windows system. It might go to the Linux system. It might go to the Mac OS. It might go to some other operating system, right? It might be installed in some other inter some other operating system. Or for example, I'm sending a file that I made using the Word, and you might be opening it in some other tool. Okay, I sent a Word document and you are opening it using some other tool or some other thing. So it will translate from the sender's, okay, whatsoever is sender's format. It will translate the data from sender's format to common format. Okay, it will translate from sender's format to the common format. Why? So that whosoever is receiver at the other end will be able to receive and open the information stored in that file. Okay, next is our encrypt. So what is your encryption? Encryption is simply plain text to data will be converted from plain text to ciphertext. What is your ciphertext? Unreadable text. Okay, it will become unreadable for security, right? It will be unreadable. So at application layer, interaction with user interface takes place. I am sending you a file. I just uploaded the file. And what happens next while sending? The file compresses, like it was, for example, a 5 GB file. It will convert to the 2 GB file. It will translate from sender's format to the common format. It will encrypt plain text to the ciphertext. That is your unreadable text. What did I do? Unreadable. Okay, unreadable text. Then we have got session layer. What is session? At session layer, what will happen? Session will establish. Session will establish. It will maintain the session, and when the time comes, it will terminate the session. What will happen? Session between the sender and the receiver will establish. And for example, there is 5 GB file or 2 GB file. Now it is compressed to the 2 GB file from the presentation layer. So it will start sending the packets. Okay, not yet. When the packets will be sent, so this will establish the session, then it will maintain the session. How will it maintain? Till the packets are not reached to the receiver. So till packets are moving from sender to receiver, it will keep on maintaining the session. Then it will terminate the session when the session ends, when the data is fully sent to the receiver's end. Okay, so we are not till here, not at the termination. We are at the session established हुआ, maintain हुआ, ये सब. Next is your transport layer. Now, what will happen at the transport layer? At the transport layer, the data. Okay, till now here at the application layer also it was data. Okay, here also it was data. At presentation layer also it was data. At session layer also it was just data. Now the data will break down into these segments. Data will break down into the segments. Data to segments. Okay, data into लिख देती हूँ मैं. Data will break down into small, small segments. Also, which protocol will be used, TCP or UDP, will be decided. So what do you understand by TCP and UDP, everyone? I hope you guys remember this. Okay, whatever we learned till now is all important for here, for this OSI model thing. So data is broken into the segments, in small, small segments, 2 GB data into small, small segments. And then it is decided the data is to be sent using TCP protocol or UDP protocol. So of course, I am telling you that we are transferring the file using FTP. So it will be using TCP on this example. Okay, in this example, it will take the TCP protocol. So at the transport layer, I also told you these two protocols are the transport layer protocols which are used for transporting data from one end to another end. So this is how it will happen. So at the network layer, IP addressing adds. So at the transport layer, the data is converted into segments. Then after the segments, this IP addressing adds on and the routing occurs. What is routing? Routers work on the network layer. Okay, routers work on the network layer because they provide the IP addressing and they do the this routing thing, means routing the packet from source to destination, selecting the best path for each and every packet. All people seems to need data process. What do you mean, Rosan Lal D Rajan? What do you mean? Hello, Rosan Lal. Welcome to the channel. And everyone, if you need mentorship from us, you can simply contact us on the number that is given in the description below. Okay, let me check out some things. Yes. So let's continue. So then we do the IP addressing and the routing occurs. Next, we have got data link layer. So here, I told you switches work at this level. So what will come in role? MAC addressing. So MAC addressing, and here your switches works. Here your routers work, here your switches work, and then ultimately at the physical layer, your cables. Okay, the data is converted into bits and cables are here. Okay, cables के through जो है, with the help of cables, through cables your data will be sent from one end to another. Okay, so this is what you need to know first of all. Now let's come to the encapsulation and decapsulation part of the OSI model. Okay, I'm just copying all this. Control N. Again, OSI model. We are going to discuss encapsulation and decapsulation. So let's come to the encapsulation first. We have got application layer, presentation layer, and other layers like session layer. Data into segments, right? Okay, so till here I told you at the application layer there was user interface, but still the data was in the data format only. So here also data was just data. Okay, let's enlarge that. Let's remove this session. Establish. So till here your data was only data at the application layer. Then at the presentation layer your data was compressed, encrypted, and translated. But still your data was data over here. Then at the session layer, the session was established between the sender and the receiver, but data was still data over here. But at the transport layer, I told you this data is converted into the segments, right? So here data was converted into the segments in small segments. Then here networking took place. Okay, here I told you the IP addressing will add, right? IP and routing will take place. If you got any questions, guys, do let me know in the chat box, and I will be answering all your questions as soon as I see them. So here, what will happen? You had segments at the transport layer. I told you IP will add. So IP plus your segment. Here, your network will become IP. At network layer, it will become IP plus segment. That is equal to your packet. Okay, here IP plus segment, that will make your packet. So here packet formation at the network layer, packet formation occurs. Okay, here I can also write formation. So here packet formation occur. Now here I told you at the data link layer, what will happen? MAC address plus your above packet. Okay, from the upper layer, there will be packet. So that your packet is had your IP plus your segment. This will make frame. Okay, at the data link layer, this is called your frame. Here at the application layer data, presentation layer data, session layer data, at the transport layer segments, at the network layer, it will form packet, and at the data link layer, MAC IP plus segment equal to your frame. And at the physical layer, I told you this frame, this data, whatsoever the data was, it will convert into your bits. Okay, frame to bits. What are your bits? Bits are your zeros and ones, right? Zeros and ones. Wait a second. Zeros and ones. So data will be flowed, will be converted into zero ones, ultimately into the signals, right? And then with the through the cables, it will flow to the receiver's end. Now the data reaches the receiver in the form of signals. After reaching the receiver end, what will happen? These signals will again convert into the frame. It will convert into the frame, right? Then from frame, MAC address will go away. It will convert into the packet. MAC will go away, right? Then again, IP will be removed. It will be converted into the segment. Then the session will be managed till the data is fully reached to the receiver's end. Then what will happen at the presentation layer? The data will decompress, unencrypt, okay, decrypt. It will at the presentation layer at the receiver's end. On the receiver's end, what will happen? The data will decompress, will decrypt, and translate into the receiver format, and will translate into the receiver format, right? Then what will happen at the application layer? It will be displayed on the screen. Whatsoever file was sent, it will be displayed on the screen, right? So this is how it works. Am I clear to you guys? Do you have any questions about the OSI model? Do you understand what is encapsulation, decapsulation? Okay. Hume, I will provide you these notes, okay? You already took admission in a course. I will provide you with these notes. Okay, so here we have got, let's revise it one more time. At the application layer, interaction between the user and the application takes place. At the presentation layer, data is translated, encrypted, and compressed. At session layer creates, terminates, and manages the session. So when the data is fully sent to the receiver, and session layer will do the termination of the session. Then at the transport layer, manages the delivery and the error checking of packets. It is also converted into segments, and TCP and UDP, which protocol will be used, will also be implied on the transport layer. Also, what does it do? Transport layer also do the error checking of the packets. So packets are formed on the network layer, and also at the network layer routing occurs. And here routers decide the shortest path among the routes to transmit the data for an efficient transmission of data. So you have got data link layer. Data is packed into frames are shared between the nodes. Okay, data is packed into the frames and are shared between the nodes. I told you here switches like devices work, and here MAC address is added to the data link layer. Then we have got physical. At the physical medium where data is transmitted as zeros and ones, or you can also call them signals. So here we have got um, some protocols. I told you these are all set of some protocols. So at the application layer, protocols like HTTP, FTP, DNS, SNMP, Telnet are used. At presentation layer, these protocols, SSL and TLS, which are used for encryption, right? These are used for encryption, and there are other protocols also which are used for performing the and translation and compression of data. Okay, so next we have session layer. At session layer, NetBIOS and PPTP are used. At transport layer, TCP, UDP protocols are used. At network layer, IPR, ICMP, IPsec, like these protocols are used, right? We already discussed what is IP, what is ICMP, what is ARP. We have already discussed all these protocols in the previous lectures. Okay, next we have IPsec, IP security. Then at the data link layer, we have PPP, ATM, and Ethernet at the data link layer. These protocols are used. And at the physical layer, ultimately, Ethernet, USB, Bluetooth, and cables, right? Cables and your wireless technologies are used at the physical layer. Also, let's revise the encapsulation versus decapsulation. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation adds header and trailer. Okay, so one thing I missed out. I missed out a simple thing, that is your over here MAC address IP plus segment plus, here you will say, you can also call it a packet. Okay, instead of IP plus segment, you can just simply call it a packet. MAC plus packet will be your frame. Also here a trailer will be added. Okay, trailer, what is trailer? Nothing but end of the packet. So it just says it is end of the packet. Trailer. Okay, let's continue. So encapsulation adds header. What will be the header every time? Let's see what will be the header. Where is notepad? Here. So here, till these there are no header. Here also no header. Okay, there is header in this one. Sorry. So here, like for example, TCP is being used. So this will be header. Okay, then the segment. Segment has got what? Data. Segment has got data. So TCP plus segment. That will be your, this TCP will be your header in the transport layer, and segment will be the rest of your part. Then in the packet, IP is your header, and this is your data. And in trailer, MAC is your header. Sorry, in trailer, I'm saying in frame. Here it is frame. In frame, MAC is your header, and rest is your packet, you can say. So here this is header, in packet this is header, in transport layer this is header, and then it is ultimately transported into the signals. So what will happen in the encapsulation? Headers will keep on adding, right? Encapsulation add header and trailer information to the packet as it arrives from a source to its destination. Okay. So, as the packet continues towards the receiving device, decapsulation removes the header and trailer, leaving the original data. And as I told you, what happens at the in the decapsulation, the headers will fall off, and ultimately, whatsoever the data was will be presented on the output at the receiver's end. I hope this thing is clear to you guys. If you got any questions, please let me know in the comments. Also, after the class, if you got any questions, you can contact me on the number that is given in the description below. Also, if you need mentorship, you can still contact on the number that is in the description. And this is a very, very important topic, guys. You need to know this. Even for the interview questions, even for your CCNA exam, whatsoever you're doing, doesn't matter. So from the source, data will go. So here also you can see OSI model, application, presentation, and session layer. Data will remain the data only. But when it reaches the transport layer, it will convert into the segments, and this is a segment header, TCP or UDP, whatsoever protocol will be used. Transport protocols include TCP and UDP. Then it will go from segment header, from transport layer to the network layer, and packet header will be added, right? So this will become your, here will be a segment header, here will be your data, and here will be your packets and everything, packet header. And what is this IP? This IP contains, this header contains IP address of both source and destination. Okay. This one contains IP address. This packet header contains both source and destination IP address. Then it moves further down over here. Here, frame header will contain the MAC address of both source and destination address. Okay. Both source and destination MAC address over here. Then same packet header will save packet header, segment, data, and a frame trailer will be added at the data link layer. So this layer adds info about the MAC identifier, and then ultimately this full frame is converted into the bit sequence, and over the physical medium it is transported back to the receiver. It goes to the receiver. Okay, if when it goes to the receiver, then what will happen? These bits will go, zeros and ones bit sequence will go, signals will go to the receiver end, then it will go to the data will go to the data link layer. Okay, it will convert into the frame. Then this MAC will fall off, this frame header will fall off, and it will become the network part. It will become, go to the network layer. Then this packet header will fall off, it will go to the transport layer. The segment header will fall off, then it will go to this. And here session will keep establishing, the data will be decompressed, and your translated to the receiver's format, and the data will be decrypted. And then at application layer, what will happen? At application layer, the data will be displayed on the destination system, whatsoever the file was. So now, after knowing the OSI model completely, I hope you guys understood this part. Now we need to talk about this TCP IP model. Nothing to worry about the TCP IP model. It's just like OSI model. But let me tell you one thing very clearly. OSI model is just a logical model. Means it is used to understand how system sends packet from one side to another, how data is transferred from one computer to another computer. But TCP IP model is actually implemented in the real life. So what happens at the OSI model? uh, we have got application layer, presentation layer, and session layer. These all together forms application layer at the TCP IP model. So if someone asks you, what does the application layer of TCP IP model do? What will you tell them? You will tell all the functionalities of these three layers that are at the OSI model. And what are the protocols used in these three? HTTP, FTP, Telnet, NTP, DHCP, DNS. Also at the presentation layer, SSL, TLS. Also the session is established at the application layer of TCP IP model. You need to remember this. So for this, also you can simply remember it at in. Okay, AT, a transport layer, application layer, internet layer, network interface. So to remember the layers of TCP IP model, you can simply remember it by a mnemonic at in. Okay, at the transport layer of OSI model will stay the same at the TCP IP model, transport layer, transport layer. Which protocols will be used? TCP and UDP. Then we have got network layer. Network layer will become internet layer at the TCP IP model. Which protocols will be used? Same as the network layer, which are IP, ICMP, ARP, IPsec. These protocols are used. Then we have got OSI model. At OSI model, we have got data link layer, physical layer. These are the layers, right? Data link and physical layer are comprises the TCP IP model's network interface layer. So here Ethernet, wireless LAN, all these things are used. G. I want to become a cybersecurity expert. What do you recommend? Learn from us. Just start learning. Okay. You have got ethical hacking full playlist if you want to learn for free. If you need mentorship, you can just contact us. The number is given in the description below. If you need notes, class recordings, everything, and you need one-to-one classes, you can simply contact us on the number. And if you need to learn for free, just start with the ethical hacking course. It has got a lots and lots of practical knowledge. Am I clear to you? G. Nice name though. Is there a full form to it? Okay, so this was your TCP IP model. So just learn these three layers. Application, presentation, session layer comprises application layer of the TCP IP model. Transport layer will stay this transport layer. Network layer will become internet layer, and data link and physical layer will comprise the network interface layer, or just network layer you can call it. And and explaining these three layers, what it will do: application layer using these protocols, generate the data, request the connection, and compress the data, encrypt the data, and what was the third thing? Translate the data. And next, at the transport layer, establishes an error-free data connection. Okay, one more thing. Guys, there is a question that comes from OSI model a lot. Which two layers of the OSI model, which two layers of the OSI model perform the error checking? There are two layers. Okay, first is your transport layer and second is your data link layer. These two layers start with the do the error checking part. Okay, transport and data link layer. So I hope this thing is also clear to you guys. We completed this full thing. Next, in at of internet layer of the OSI model, sends the packet, ensures the packets are sent accurately, routes the data to the correct network, and these are the protocols that are used in it. And network access layer adds the destination MAC address, sends data between application over the network, and handles the physical infrastructure. We have covered it all, guys. Okay, that's it. That was all your theory part. Now, guess what we are going to start? We are going to start the Cisco packet tracer. Okay, so I'm going to tell you everything, how to install it, how to use it, what are the functionalities in it, where the devices lie in it. We will be learning each and every device, how to configure them, everything. Okay, so we are going to start the practical part. So I think this is actually a 2 months course because it has got a lot of practical and a lot of revision to do. But on the YouTube, it will end quick because I do not know if you guys are doing practical side by side or not. Okay, so we will make networks, learn about the networking protocols and everything. And thank you guys for your support. Thank you for connecting with us and keep learning with us. Okay, and for those who are new to the channel, let me tell you, if you're not able to take all at once, because I'm teaching a lot over here, this is not usually I teach in a single class. Okay, this is a lot to take for the students who are new to this IT field. So for them, I would say just start with half an hour, then go to the one, like just start with half an hour classes. Okay, but be consistent in learning from us. Okay, and also, when I do the practical stuff, do it yourself, configure it yourself. You will face the errors. You can contact me. Okay, if you face any error while doing this thing, you can simply contact me on the number that is given in the description below, because I'm pretty sure, dude, you are going to be stuck somewhere in the practical part for sure, because here we will be using the command line interface again. Okay, everything works on the command line interface again. So what will happen? So here you give the commands: enable, configure terminal. You work with the commands in the upcoming future. First, I will start with the graphical user interface for the better understanding of those who are new to this interface. So, but let me tell you guys, you need to start slow. Okay, do not rush this course, because this is a vast course which I have covered like in 3 days. In 4 classes, I covered the whole theory part because I just had to, maybe. Okay, because I am taking 2 hours lectures. That's why I covered it all in 4 days. But for you guys, I would suggest you only start with the like half an hour of video lectures first of all, then slowly cover the videos. Okay, do not rush it, just like I rushed the course, because I do not have any other option. But guys, you guys do have. Ma'am, I have lot of queries. I'll only message you if I feel that you won't get upset by the number of questions. Guys, still, I do not care how many number of questions you ask. Either it's for ethical hacking, either it's for CCNA or the upcoming courses. I'm never disappointed by your questions. Okay, you're all students to me, and I'm really happy to help my students always. So I'm telling you in advance, I tend to ask a lot of questions, and I might. And whosoever thinks that they tend to ask lots of questions, I love those kind of students. Okay. Why? Because from the students as well, I love to learn. Okay. I get to learn a lot from my students as well. And I love learning, guys, learning new things, exploring new things, and I will be always happy to help you guys. I just request that you do proper research before responding, because any incorrect guidance could seriously affect my career. Yes, definitely, Sahil Kumar. I will make sure not to misguide you. Okay, no need to worry about that. And everyone, if you have got any questions, you should tell me. And guys, please like the video and subscribe to the channel and stay connected with us. And as I tell you, you can message me for any of your doubts, no matter who the student is, and I will be really happy to help. Any other questions, any other doubts in the OSI model, TCP/IP model, or anything? Tell me. Guys, do you have any doubts in the today's lecture? I know it was a bit lengthy for you and tiring for you guys too. I really understand. Okay, exactly 2 hours now. So many likes today. No, these are too little. We had more likes on the ethical hacking videos. Do you remember we had more likes over there? There are few likes in this one. People have got the ethical hacking craze more than this CCNA craze, I think. But I definitely know the ones who study CCNA, they are really serious about their career paths. Most of those. And in the Hindi, for the Hindi, I think I will make these CCNA videos in Hindi as well. But I need time for that. I'm really busy these days. And guys, congratulate us. We are opening our own institute. Okay, offline. We were previously online only. Now we are going offline. And you can contact us and visit us for the demo class as well. And it will be opening on the 1st September or 31st September, whenever our furniture comes in. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your support and watching and joining us together over here. And we will start with the Cisco Packet Tracer practical part soon. So you can join us for that. Or the presentation is very clear. Thank you. No problem. In which state? Delhi. Yes, Chutti, Chutti, Mayank. You can go now. And I'm just waiting for the doubts if anyone have any. Because I have taught a lot of topics today, so that's why I'm expecting some people to have doubts in the OSI model or TCP/IP model. GGG, yes, I will try my best to make it very simple for the students. I always try my best to use the simplest words to make them understand as well. We are in the Delhi, we are opening in Delhi soon, offline. We were only online till now. From this year only we started, and I'm happy that our community is growing really fast. Guys, we talked about OSI model today. Do you have any doubts? Just let me know, then I'm going. So classes starting when? I already told you your class is starting from 1st September, ethical hacking. Batch is starting from 1st September, and you, as we discussed, 12 to 2 will be your timings. Online? Yes, online we'll be going with it. I already told you about this, Mayank. Your class will start on the 1st September, 12 to 2. I will take your class for the ethical hacking. There is a timetable, or there are topics that has to be covered. There is nothing like timetable. And that is also up to you how much you can cover. Okay, how speedy you are in learning ethical hacking stuff. And yes, I'll be happy to see you visit us. Like there is a timetable, or no, there is no timetable. There are just some topics. Let me show you the topics. We already have it covered in our 1 year brochure, right? This is a brochure. We have 1 year courses. Hume, you can go if you want to, but I've already sent you, I think. This is the CH course, Introduction to Ethical Hacking. These are the topics we'll be covering: network basics and web application basics. Then VPN, virtual private network, digital footprinting, enumeration, and email hacking and social engineering, Google hacking, Google dorking, Google hacking database क्या होता है, everything. Sniffing, network scanning, network hacking and security, password cracking, Wi-Fi hacking, virus, swarm, Trojan, ransomware analysis and prevention, cloud computing, IoT, web application hacking. Okay, just one thing here, Mayank, you might have to visit us for the Wi-Fi hacking if you do not have Wi-Fi adapter with the antenna with us. You can visit us, and like you can come for the offline class for the Wi-Fi hacking. Okay, and we will explain it to you. We have the Wi-Fi adapter with us, so we can use that. And we have ransomware analysis and prevention over here. Then cloud computing, IoT is, I will say, it's not that necessary topic, but we will definitely have an overview of IoT devices and how important is IoT security, because they are all connected together. If something is vulnerable, if even a single device is vulnerable in the IoT, full network can be compromised and controlled by the attacker. Then we have got web application hacking, in which we will be discussing OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, and verb suite, web proxy. I will be telling you a lot of things. Then we have XSS, SQLI, like vulnerabilities, web server hacking. We'll be doing most of the topics. 90% is your practical only. Ah, sorry, sir. Okay, so mostly it will be practical only. 90% will be the practical part, and your 10% will be the theory part. In starting, 1, 2 modules are mostly theory. Then from the third module, they are mostly practical. मिठाई लेकर आऊंगा तो आप क्यों मिठाई लाओगे? हम लेके हम आपको खिलाएंगे मिठाई, तो भाई हमारी ओपनिंग है. You do not need to bring मिठाई here. Okay, do not bring anything. So system hacking, cryptography, cryptanalysis, firewall, IDS, honeypots, intrusion prevention, detection system, सब हम पढ़ेंगे. उनको कॉन्फ़िगर कैसे करते हैं थोड़ा बहुत वो भी देखेंगे. एंड सब प्रैक्टिकल है. रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग, ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी, malware analysis, AI. Then this is not the part of our ethical hacking. Okay, this is the part of SOC. This is just mentioned here. Then we have got other courses. CCNA, we have full everything: port security, setting up servers, firewall, switching, quality of servers, STP कैसे configure करें, subnetting, number system, everything. We have web application pen testing courses. We have mobile application pen testing course. We have computer hacking forensics, investigation or investigative course. Okay, we have 6 courses in total, which also includes Python. Python for making your tools and everything. CH, these are our courses. Okay, in 6 months, in 2 months, and 1 year full diploma we have. Peer to peer. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, now let's end this, and thank you guys for watching our videos, and I'm really happy that we have a great community of 1.76 subscribers, 1.77K subscribers. Okay, 1700 से भी ज्यादा, 1800 हो जाएंगे जल्दी.